Foodpanda, GrowSari, iPrice, Kumu, and KFC with Reprice. Here are the top 5 stories at MARKETECH APAC this month. Good day everyone, my name is Ayman and welcome back to MARKETECH APAC Reports, where we review the top 5 stories on MARKETECH APAC for the month of July. And it's an impressive variety of brands topping the readership rankings, with all coming through the region of Southeast Asia. First off, we have a leading delivery platform in Asia launching a new product on its lineup, and along the lines of delivery, we also have a popular fast food chain in Malaysia releasing a case study on its successful campaigns at the start of COVID. Meanwhile, there are 2 stories from the Philippines. An app for SMEs is a leading new path as it caters an undeserved business sector in the country, while a live streaming platform has unveiled one of its most important appointments as it forges ahead on growth. I know it's pretty interesting, but there's more. A BTS story has entered the list for this month, and a study has just showed an exact figure on how much a brand can actually benefit brand searches upon tapping the K-pop group as a brand ambassador. Amazing, isn't it? Truly driving out of data-driven strategy. Well, we have a lot more coming for you, and rankings for this month are based on Google Analytics from the period of 16 June to 15 July. Alright guys, so let's get to it. For the recent period, we have seen both local and global brands tying up with K-pop superstars to be the face of their brand. And due to its phenomenon, research entities have taken great interest to really unearth what is about K-pop that makes for a passionate following. According to iPrice, search results for brands can jump up to 50% after signing in BTS as a brand ambassador. The study took focus on the Singaporean market, where following the launch of the BTS meal in McDonald's, there was a whopping 81% increase in Google search volume on the sale collaboration among Singaporean consumers. The study shows that since the year 2019, BTS' effect on Singaporeans' interest to its brands has been astounding, with brands such as Louis Vuitton, Fila, and Samsung enjoying an increase in brand search upon partnering BTS as an endorser. We spoke straight to iPrice Senior Content Marketing Executive Isabel Ramualdez to learn more about how brands can better leverage BTS' passionate fan base.
Okay, so the best possible outcomes for brands, which I think is also how BTS affects them, is that their partnership can increase their sales. So McDonald's, for example, in Vietnam, McDonald's was able to sell about 10,000 meals in one day. And in the Philippines, for example, they were able to sell 3.5 million pieces of chicken nuggets on the day of the launch. So BTS fans are really devoted to them. They really spend on their merch. So they spend around $1,400 for their merch and tickets and other things. And so for them to line up and spend for a special edition meal or product, it's really no big deal for them.
Thank you, Isabel. With the BTS army just waiting for the next engagement to relish, brands shouldn't wait for a sec with their K-pop certified marketing strategies. Entering for the second time, it's Kumu, the homegrown and fast-growing live streaming platform in the Philippines. Last time, it topped the charts for its new feature, the Kumu Live Events, and this time it hooked readers once again for announcing its new appointment, new Chief Product Officer, Crystal Wijaja. Kumu has recently been unveiling new hires and appointments within the business, and part of its new leadership lineup is Crystal Wijaja, who is most notably the former Chief of Staff and Senior Vice President of Growth at Indonesia's Gojek. Currently, Wijaja is the entrepreneur in residence at e-learning company Reforge. Prior to joining Reforge, she led a team of engineers, analysts, and product managers at Gojek, and was responsible for growing orders from 30,000 to over 5 million per day. In her new role, Wijaja will be leveraging her extensive experience in helping the startup in terms of growth, data, and strategy, alongside bolstering the platform's overall product strategy. We sat down with Crystal to learn more about what she's planning to focus on with her new role at Kumu.
I'm very excited to be joining Kumu. It's a team that has already built and achieved so much. So I'm truly just very excited to be here. I think the scale of our platform today, it's afforded us with extraordinary opportunities. And I think core to the live streaming platform, what we believe in and have been built on, that founding mission is building authentic connections. And I think that's even more true and important to tackle today given the COVID situation. And so I think that given the scale that we've accumulated thus far, we've been able to connect OFWs around the world to their communities back home. We've reunited long lost relatives. And I've even found people who have tattooed themselves with the Kumu logo. And so that sense of community, that sense of deep brand love, I think it really tells us to double down on empowering that community, making it easy for them to discover one another, self-organize, and build deep connections.
Thank you, Crystal, and all the best. We're looking forward to new features on the Kumu platform. Alright, for number 3, we have KFC Malaysia in collaboration with Reprise, Media Brand's digital creative agency. The fast food chain launched its campaign, KFC Kitchen, which would turn out to be highly successful at the start of the pandemic. Despite a challenging start uncovering Malaysian consumers' behavioral changes during the start of the pandemic. When Malaysians were still getting a hang of the lockdown at the start of the pandemic, consumer trends were at lightning speed, evolving by the minute. In particular, delivery saw its spike in levels, then soon saw its decrease as Malaysians fast grew out of their routine. This brings KFC to a big problem. How does it retain its delivery in optimum levels despite enthusiasm dying down? This is where digital creative agency Reprise comes in to collaborate with the fast food brand as KFC's creative agency. The two have formed the campaign KFC Kitchen, which would turn Malaysians' love for home cooking in KFC's favor. The campaign KFC Kitchen invites Malaysians to use KFC's classic menu items and to remix them into special dishes at home, such as KFC Japanese rice, KFC Vietnamese noodle, and KFC pizza. With the campaign heavily running on social media, with a sponsored cooking show and a dedicated recipe cookbook, KFC soon turned the tables and saw its delivery increase by 11 times in volume share. We conversed with both KFC CMO Chan Mei Ling and Reprise Creative Director Eddie Nazarullah to tell us straight how they ultimately came up with the campaign's big idea.
But the team saw a dip during MCO, during the lockdown, and then after we dug deep, turns out the new enemy that we're facing is not other QSR, it's not other restaurant, but home cooking. And it's a trend Malaysians explored during the lockdown with the likes of sourdough bread or dalgona coffee keep on appearing on your social feed, right? And we call this trend the lockdown cooking. And then that is the spark, We want to be part of this game of kitchen creativity. So
when the insight was uncovered, I was just chatting with the team. How was the insight uncovered? It was just something they picked up on social. Something was trending. On a guy putting a chicken in a rice pot, right?
Yep.
Rice pot. And that's how it sparked. Oh my God, that's the epiphany. That's the idea. And really, the comment to that is it's how us as clients and as marketeers work very closely with our agency partner to uncover the insight and to have a common agreement on how we want to build a brand and how we want to engage. I think that's very important in the relationship.
Thank you, Mei Ling and Eddie. Truly, what a great case study and a classic story of turning lemons into lemonade. Sari-sari stores or neighborhood sundry stores have been a prominent feature in Philippine culture, and yet same type of SMEs are undeserved when it comes to tech platforms or apps that would provide enablement services. But one B2B e-commerce enabler, GrowSari, is taking the wheel. We've seen a lot of e-commerce enablers launch recently, in tandem with e-commerce rising in popularity. But one app, GrowSari, is taking its heritage seriously, with its services catered to empower the Filipino sari-sari. GrowSari is a tech-enabled B2B platform that outfits Philippine small neighborhood stores owners with inventory, infrastructure, and tools to manage and grow their business while generating crucial data and market insights for manufacturers and distributors. It has recently concluded its Series B funding, where it has raised more than $30 million in funding, which will be used to expand its services across clients nationwide. GrowSari primarily aims to tap into the neighborhood store potential to be the biggest and most accessible distribution channel in the Philippines by driving efficiencies en route planning while collecting valuable insights on store behavior. We spoke to Mai Punzalan, GrowSari CMO, to learn more about GrowSari's mission.
And there are about 1.1 million Sari stores spread across the archipelago. Yes, and I think what's tough for them, though, is despite being so important to the lives of the Filipino people, they are barely making enough, really, to keep running their business. And so meaning for every product that they sell, maybe they make only about 1 to 2 pesos, not counting, I guess, their expense of having to travel quite far to get access to these goods that they have to sell. And so that really inspired us because, the founders and myself, we really came from, I guess, an FMCG background. So I personally came from Procter & Gamble and J&J. And the other founders, of course, would have come from same thing, Procter & Gamble, Unilever, Boston Consulting Group. So we recognize that this is something where we can really help the Philippines.
Thank you, Mai. What a great vision and mission. And Filipino or not, your story is really inspiring. So for our top story for this month, we have a really positive and exciting story. I mean, it's food. So it's foodpanda, which has quickly become a top food delivery platform in Asia and has recently partnered with Unilever to deliver, they want to deliver ice cream. With foodpanda seeing its surge in demand in Asia with strict social restrictions still in place, the platform has recently been introducing new features and products. Just last year, we saw it announce a region-wide partnership with 7-Eleven and then a rebranding early this year. This time, the platform will be adding everyone's favorite comfort food, ice cream on demand. foodpanda has partnered with Unilever, no less, to now provide 24/7 on-demand ice cream deliveries through its cloud grocery network PandaMart and foodpanda shops. Through the partnership, Unilever will be leveraging foodpanda's quick commerce tech infrastructure and extensive logistics network to reach a wider consumer base in the region, delivering more than 20 variety of Ben & Jerry's, Magnum, and Walls ice cream products across Asia, including Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand, as well as Pakistan and the Philippines. In an interview with Abhishek Sahai, foodpanda's Senior Director of New Business, we learned more about the platform strategy in picking its featured products.
The way we approach what products to have is quite data driven. So we look at both our existing data, we do experiment with trying out new items inside our stores and see what works, what doesn't work, where is the customer demand, where is the traction. We also do qualitative research on these factors. So combining all these factors, we then decide, okay, which items to have, which items not to have. And ice cream is an example of our impulse categories, which is generally quite a good hook for customers. They really want to try out these snacks, chips, alcohol. But for us, the more I'd say the part that we are more confident or bullish about is while you try us out from an impulse category, but over time you kind of shift your behavior to the more classic grocery customers, grocery purchases, right? So your fresh produce, your household goods. So then the platform stops becoming an impulse platform and it becomes more of your everyday grocery needs platform.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Abhishek. You can never go wrong with ice cream, and we're excited for what's more to come to the platform. So there you have it, our top 5 stories for July, and what a great rundown of the latest happenings in the industry of marketing and advertising in APAC. And we hope that you enjoyed that as much as we did. If you are brand watching, we are also looking forward to your story becoming part of our list. If you have an interesting story in the area of marketing, technology platforms, and SMEs, drop us an email at editorial@marketech-apac.com. This has been Aiman, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next month.